We've crossed over the 45-minute threshold, but the gold came before it, so the cap will go on after this point. It'll either be 10-7 game to 11 or 11-6 game to 12. Those are the situations. USA 12-0 in the tournament. 7-0 in Pool A. Wins over Austria, the UAE, Estonia, Denmark, Australia, Canada, and Spain. And then victories over Great Britain and Russia in the power pool. Handed a goose egg to Austria in the quarterfinals, 13-0. 11-5 over Switzerland in the semis. Shaky in the first half at times, but they got it together. And the quarters, I should say. They beat Austria in pre-quarters. This disc floating and read well. So it's 10-7, game to 11. Yulia Akramova, known as one of the speediest members of the Russian squad, with her first goal. And now the climb really begins as Russia searches for 4 consecutive breaks.
Yeah, there are some smiles from this Russian side now. They know that they very well earned that goal. They've still got a long way to go if they want to contest this US win. And it's not impossible. We've seen some massive upsets, not necessarily in the women's division, but in the mixed division we've seen massive upsets against the US before. And it could happen again today. We could see this team climb further and further, and hopefully they can use the momentum and the spirit given from their supporters in the crowd to push them through.
Fajardo continues to stay out there on offense in Rudin's spot with Soper, Howard, Malinowski, and it's incomplete. Cardenas is well on the field, but the shot deep, defended by Parshakova. The door remains slightly ajar for Team Russia.
It's that same matchup of Parshakova, Malinowski. Has proved to be lethal before.
One upwind goal here would make things very interesting, and Podolskaya shaken up. Coaching over her maiden name. Anna Pustovaya, marked by Cardenas. Floats it long, and that'll work. Howard bid, but kept alive. And Sulamova dishes the break for Podolskaya. The Russians aren't done yet.
They certainly are not done. The fans are going crazy in the stands, their feet stamping, there's cheers, there's Russian flags flying. And Podolskaya is just adding to her stats even more. We got that incredible tee from Kochanova that we've seen again. She's lethal against Malinowski. The height difference you cannot really fathom, but Parshakova is just incredible on defense here.
Howard forcing that one long, didn't throw it exactly how she wanted. She nearly got the D there, but as multiple bodies tumbled, it was Sulamova that emerged. And then Podolskaya. Now Russia. They're on defense, but they're pulling downwind. We've seen the USA go upwind. Russia just registered its second break of the game. Rudin back out there on offense. Cardenas. Parshakova chasing Malinowski again, denying the disc. Soper keeps it alive. You only get one timeout, no more timeouts remaining for the U.S. It's a game to 11. Gold at stake, and that disc looks a little warped. Do we have another fluorescent game disc? Yes, it's coming from the near side of the field. The equipment timeout for some new plastic. And Soper with a new 175-gram Ultra Star in her grasp. Will it be the gold medal disc? Off the fingertips of Howard. The Americans perhaps tightening up just a bit. Pustovaya wants it all. The backhand to the end zone. Russia's within one. Unbelievable shot for Voronkova. Maggie Rudin shaken up.
You can sense the electricity in the air from this crowd.
See what happened here. Voronkova, oh goodness, Rudin with a bit of whiplash on the landing.
But Voronkova making sure that her opponent is okay. And she's standing up now.
The United States has 0 of its typical O-line players out there for this offensive point, saving Howard, Cardenas, Soper, Malinowski, Rudin, and Fajardo for a potential universe situation. Russia was down 10-6. It's a game to 11. Can the Russians ascend to the summit? Claudia Tajima has played sparingly in the final. Out there handling with a chance to clinch gold. Looking for her club teammate Amber Sinekrope, finds her. Sinekrope up the line. That is defended. Voronkova made sure Levin didn't have a chance to toe the line.
That would have been a very difficult grab regardless of the bid. But you can sense how intense this game is now. It's getting closer and closer. Russia just knocking on the door of a universe point game.
Well, we wanted some gold medal drama. And in the women's final on the beach in Royan, the intensity reaching its peak. Russia has scored the last 3. Closing in on 10-all. It will all come down to the next one as Parshakova scores the equalizer. A massive turn of events here on the beach in France.
This is absolute insanity. You look around right now, we're in the commentator booth, you look around, the entire scene is full of people, every single person going crazy.
The U.S. faces with a look of shock. Rudin won't retake the field. It'll be Fajardo with Malinowski, Cardenas, Soper, and Howard. On the defensive point for the Russians with the gold on the line. The Pustovaya sisters both out there with Podolskaya. Here we go. Next point wins. Dumanska and Kochanova, the other two Russian players. And the Americans have turned it. Russia trying to complete a miraculous comeback. They were down 10-6. They have never led. Howard, and it's caught! Unbelievable! Gold medal for Russia in a surreal finish in Royan. There was a similar deflection on the very first point of the game where the USA got the disc after the Russians deflected it. And Olga Podolskaya off the deflection from Howard. It will not be an American gold medal sweep. Team Russia takes gold in the women's division with a 5-0 run to close out an unforgettable final.
This game has been absolute insanity. I've not been able to stay in my seat and everyone here has been going crazy. But Russia have deserved that gold. They have worked for every second. They were a little bit shaky at the start. They were 10-6 down and they've managed to get 5 goals in a row, 4 breaks in a row to get them this win. And they absolutely deserved it. They lost out in Dubai 2 years ago in a very painful final for probably every single member of that squad. And they've got it this year. The 2017 women's gold medalists.
A heartbreaking silver for USA, but it's hard not to feel fired up for this Russian group. 6 members of this team knew exactly how the USA is feeling now 2 years ago. It began with back-to-back bids for Maggie Rudin. She scored the first 2 goals for USA. And with the score even at 2, the Americans went on a 3-0 run. Plays like that from Paige Diddy Soper. Olga Podolskaya, a performance that will put her on the international map. Cardenas, that was the goal for the USA that made it 8-6. They stretched the lead to 10-6, and then the Russian rally began. Defense from Elizaveta Voronkova. Anna Pustovaya tossing the tying score, and then after the turn, Sasha Pustovaya to Olga Podolska. It was deflected and caught regardless, and the Russian celebration begins. Gigi Morrison, your final thoughts on a championship match that will live forever for so many different reasons. What are you thinking right now? Put this one in context for me. Russia 11, USA 10.